Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel MathMantra. This is Shraddha Rathod here and I'm back with one more strategy to make math easy for you. So today's topic is multiply and divide mentally with powers of 10. So we are not just going to see how to multiply and divide with 10 or 100 or 1000, but we are also going to learn a strategy which will help us to multiply and divide with any number that has a 0 with it in the ones place. Okay, so let's get started with. So as you all know, whenever we multiply any number with a 1, we get the same answer itself, right? We get the number itself as our answer. So 33 times 1 is 33, 24 times 1 is 24. Even if it's a bigger number like 100 times 1 is 100. More bigger number if you go for 99999 times 1 is the same number itself, right? Similarly, whenever you multiply any number with a 10, let's take the same numbers, 33 times 10, we get the answer as 330. Now how we get this answer? 33 times 10 means nothing but you are adding 33 10 times, or you are adding 10 33 times, right? So if you focus on these numbers 33 and a 1 and just ignore this 0 for now. 33 times 1 is 33 and this 0 if you just take away back, it's 330. Similarly 24 times 10. So again if you focus on this 1, 24 times 1 is 24 and take that 0 back. So it's 240. 100 times 10. So 100 times 1 is 100 and drop down this 0 at the back. So it's 1000. Similarly 99,999 times 10. So you will do 99,999 times 1, which is again 99,999, and drop down this 0 at the back. So it will give you 999,990, or we can also say in Indian number system as 9,99,990. Great. Similarly, if we want to multiply any number with 100, suppose 25 times 100. I have seen children doing this with a standard algorithm method. 5 times 0, 5 times 0, 5 times 1, which is actually time consuming and it is not needed to do all these steps for this easy questions. So again you follow the same method. 25 times 1 is 25 and then add these two zeros at the end. So it becomes 2500. Similarly, 36 times 100, again 36 times 1 is 36 and add these two zeros at the end, so it's 3600. Suppose you have 50 times 100. So again you will do the same thing. 50 times 1 is 50 and then add the remaining two zeros, that will make 5000. If you have 30 times 1000, so 30 times 1 is 30 and then add the remaining three zeros at the end, which will give you 30,000. So any number, if you want to multiply with a 10 or 100 or 1000 or 10,000 or 100,000 or 1 lakh we can say, or 1 million, then also you are going to follow the same strategy. Multiplying with 10, add 1 0. Multiplying with 100, add 2 zeros. Multiplying with 1000, add 3 zeros at the end. Multiplying with 10,000, add 4 zeros at the end. Multiplying with 100,000, add 5 zeros at the end. Multiplying with 1 million, add 6 zeros at the end, and so on. Easy? Now let's see how to multiply numbers which are not 10 or 100 or 1000 or 10,000, but they are numbers with zeros at the end, which are multiples of 10, you can say. So suppose I have a number 23 times 30. So you are going to follow the same strategy. As we did 23 times 10, we did 23 times 1 first, which is 23, and then we added this 0 at the end, which gave us 230. The same method we'll do here. We'll multiply 23 with 3 first, so which is nothing but 69, because 3 times 3 is 9 and 3 times 2 is 6, so it's 69. And this 0 we are going to add at the end. So the answer is 690. Suppose we have any number like 40 times 30. So here you have zeros in both the numbers. So you can ignore these zeros right now and multiply the number 4 and 3 with each other. So 4 times 3 is 12, and then 1 and 2. 2 zeros you are going to add at the end. So it's 1200. Suppose I have a number 16 times 20. So I'll do 16 times 2, which is nothing but 32, and then add the 0 at the end, that's 320. Suppose I have 46 times 400. So here also I am going to multiply 46 with 4, and then to the answer I will add these remaining 2 zeros. So 46 times 4 is 184, and then add the remaining 2 zeros. So your answer is 18,400. Right? Let's take some more examples. So suppose I have 22, or I can say 2200 times 200. Okay. Now if you see, both the numbers have 2 zeros at the end. We are going to ignore these zeros right now, and we are going to focus only on the non-zero numbers. Okay, the numbers which are not zero. So 22 times 2, when I do, I'll get a 44. Right? Now these 2 and 2 together, it makes 4 zeros. Those 4 zeros I'm going to add after my answer 44. So my answer is 440,000. Okay, let's take one more example. Suppose I have 3000 times 1200 or 1200. So now if you see, here I have 3 zeros and here I have 2 zeros. So altogether I have 5 zeros. Right? So I'm going to only focus right now on my non-zero numbers, which are 3 and 12. And when I multiply 3 with 12, I get the answer as 36. So my final answer is going to be 36 with those 5 zeros, which is nothing but 3,600,000. So main gist of this strategy is what? Whenever you are doing multiplication and you have zeros, you are going to add those zeros and then put them back, or you can write them followed by your answer that you get by multiplying the non-zero numbers. Multiplication is the basis of division. So if you know your multiplications better, you can also do your divisions with a better accuracy. Okay, let's take some examples. So you all know that 25, if I divide by 5, I'll get answer as 5. Right? Now, I'll have the same non-zero numbers, but I have an additional 0 in my number. Okay? Now again, I'm going to focus on my non-zero numbers. 25 divided by 5 will give me 5. Now this 0 is still remaining here. Okay? So that 0 I'm going to shift here to get the answer as 50. Similarly, if I have 2500 divide by 5. Again, I'll focus on the non-zero part of the number. 25 divided by 5, which is again a 5, and these two zeros I'm going to add here in the answer, which is 500. Okay. Now there is a change. If I have 2500 but I'm dividing by 50 instead. Again, if I focus on the non-zero numbers, my answer is 5. But now if you see, here there are two zeros and here there is one zero. Now in multiplication, we used to add those two zeros and put them in the answer, right? But in division, you are not going to add the zeros, but you are going to subtract them. So here there are two zeros and here there is one zero. So if I subtract that, 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. That means I should have only one zero in my answer. Or for better understanding, you can say, I'll just cross out the common zero. So I have 1 0 in 50. I will cross out 1 0 from 250 to match with it. And this 1 0 which is remaining, that I am going to put in the answer. We'll take some more examples so that it is more clear to you. Remaining. So let's take the same number but with different number of zeros. So we have 25,000 here and we are dividing it by 50. So if I focus on the non-zero part of this, I have 25 here and 5 here. 25 divided by 5 is 5. Here I have 3 zeros and here I have just 1 0. So because it's division, I'm going to subtract this. 3 minus 1 is just 2. So I will add 2 zeros here. So which will give me the answer as 500. Let's say I have 25,000 here and I'm dividing it by 500 this time. So 25 divided by 5 again is a 5. Here I have 2 zeros. So I'll cross out those 2 zeros with 2 zeros from 25,000. So I'm left with just 1 0. So my answer is 50. So you can use both the method by crossing the common zeros, or you can count the number of zeros. Here 3 and here 2, you can subtract. 3 minus 2 is 1. So you will put 1 0 here. If you have 25,000 divided by 5,000, 25,000 divided by 5,000. Here you have 3 zeros, here also you have 3 zeros. If you cross out all the 3 zeros with the 3 zeros with 25,000, you are just left with 25 divided by 5, which is nothing but just a 5. So you can see here there are 3 zeros here, 3 zeros here. 3 minus 3 is a 0, so there are no zeros over here. Right? Let's take some more examples. Suppose I have a number. Now let's take a different number. I have 24 divided by 8, which is nothing but 3. I'll keep on adding zeros so that it is more comfortable or more easy for you to understand. So I'll focus on the non-zero part. 24 divided by 8 is 3, and because I don't have any zeros here to cross out, so here there is 1 0, but here there are no zeros. So 1 minus 0 is 1. So in the answer I'm going to have a 0. So my answer is 30. If I have 240 divided by 80. Now here if you see 24 divided by 8 is again a 3. Here there is 1 0. Here there is 1 0. So 1 minus 1 is a 0. So that means I should not have any 0 here. So my answer is just a 3. Or you can say I cross out the zeros and I get 24 divided by 8, which is 3. If I have 2400 divided by 8. Now again if I focus on the non-zero part, 24 divided by 8 is 3, and since there are no zeros here, these two zeros will remain with the answer. So it's 300. If I have 2400 divided by 80. Now here I have 1 0. I'll cross out it with the 1 0 of 240 or 2400. So now my non-zero numbers are 24 and 8, which is again a 3, and this 1 0 which is left I'm going to add here. If I have 24,000 divided by 8. So again if I focus on 24 and 8, I get a 3. and this 3 zeros doesn't have any zeros from here to cross out, so they will remain as it is in my answer. If I have 24,000 divided by 80, I have 1 0 here which I can cross out with 1 0 from this number. So my answer is 24 divided by 8 is 3, and these 2 zeros will follow in the answer. If I have 24,000 divided by 800, so there are 2 zeros here which I can cross out with 2 zeros from this number. So I am left with 24 divided by 8, which is again a 3, and this 1 0 I am going to add in my answer. So it's 24,000 divided by 800, the answer is 30. Got it? Clear? It's 20. Now let's solve these examples quickly. So you have 7,200 divided by 120. In 120, I have 1 0, so I'll cross out that with 1 0 from this number, and I'll focus on the non-zero parts, which is 72 divided by 12, which will give me 6, and this 1 0 which is remaining, I'll add it in the answer, so it's 60. Same here, 14,000 divided by 7, if I focus on the non-zero part, I have 14 divided by 7, which is 2. 2 zeros from here, I'll cross out with 2 zeros from here, and I'm left with 1 0 which I'll add here. Again, focus on the non-zero part, so 34 divided by 17 is again a 2. I have 3 zeros here, 3 zeros here which I can cross out completely, so there are no zeros in the answer. 5,000 divided by 50. If I focus on the non-zero part, I have 5 divided by 5, which is nothing but 1. This 1 0 I'll cross out with 1 0 from this number, and I'm left with 2 zeros which I'll add here. 3,000 divided by 6. Now here if I focus on the non-zero part, you will see that my 3 is smaller than the divisor 6. So that's why I'm not going to take just a 3, but I'll take one more 0 in that, which will give me 30. And 30 divided by 6 is 5. And then this 1 0 I'll cross out with 1 0 from that number. I'm left with 1 0 here, which I'll add here. Same here, if you focus on the first number, non-zero part, it is 4 divided by 8, which is again not possible since 4 is smaller than the divisor. So I'll add 1 0, I'll take 1 0 from the number, which will give me 40. So 40 divided by 8 is 5, and then these 2 zeros I'll cross out with the remaining 2 zeros. So I'm left with 1 0 which I will add here. So again my answer is 50 here. Okay. So I hope you all have understood this strategy, and you all will apply that when you are doing your questions to make your calculations more easier. If you have any doubts related to this topic, kindly put them in the comment section. If you have any particular doubt with any particular question, you can mention that question also in the comments so that I can solve them, and you can get the answers there and there. Okay. Thank you very much for watching the video. Kindly like, share and subscribe the channel, and click on the bell icon so that you can get the notifications whenever I release my next video. Till then, bye bye, take care and have fun with maths.